Perigaea Tarot. I just started your reading and I had a little bit of technical difficulties, but here are the first few cards. We just started it. And also in the pre-shuffle, we saw that someone is wanting to come in and communicate with you, and basically that they've been holding back because of pride. They have been wanting to communicate with you, but not because of their pride, and they're realizing that they're just going to have to bowl through that insecurity and face the music because they just don't have any other choice, and they're hoping for a reunion with you. They will most likely come in and communicate with you initially on the basis of some practical matter. Because they're feeling shy to open up emotionally, but they will segue into the emotional nature of the relationship as soon as possible. But that was basically what we saw. So I am Perigaea Tarot. I am here to do your Virgo reading for today. And if my readings help you guys, please like, share, and subscribe. So let's keep going. So the person on my Virgo's mind. The person on my Virgo's mind, how do they feel towards my Virgos? And what are their next moves towards Virgo? Oh my goodness. I almost feel like this is starting to be a different reading. I hope not. We'll see. You could be dealing with a Leo or a water sign or a Gemini or a Virgo. Interesting. So underneath the deck, Page of Pentacles to the Three of Pentacles. So this could be someone understanding. This almost feels like someone who's looking at you and thinking that, gosh, you know, I'm starting to feel like this is a different reading from before. Like maybe I should take off this upper stuff. I think so, guys. And then put these up here. I'll draw some more cards for this, and I'll just do the underneath cards here. Tell you what. This feels like someone who's trying to pretend that it's like they know that they have something that they need to handle with you or that they need to speak with you, but they're feeling certain. It feels like a very cocky energy. It feels like somebody who feels absolutely certain of your cooperation. They're like, yeah, of course, you know, Virgo will cooperate with me. And it feels arrogant. It feels almost, what's the word I'm looking for? Like they almost don't even, like, flippant towards your feelings and your existence because they feel so arrogant and certain that you are going to cooperate with them. Yeah, and they feel very certain that they will get exactly what they want from you. Oh my gosh, ew. Ew. This is like, and you know, with the sun here, this could be a Leo. And, you know, not to insult any Leos, but, you know, Leos maybe on a lower octave of their vibrational frequency can tend towards cockiness. There can be, you know, just a priority towards pride, I guess you could say. And somebody who just wants to feel like like they are the man and they always get what they want. And that's what this feels like, is someone who either feels that way about you or they feel certain. They feel very certain that they could get anything they want from you. And ew. But ew. And so it's almost like that is making them not feel as challenged or excited about the situation. Ew. Now you could definitely be dealing with a fire sign. This feels like a person who is like, yeah, I could very easily fix things with Virgo. I know exactly what they want, and I feel, and I'm, you know, whether or not this actually is true, it's like they're telling themselves this, maybe because they want to feel that way. It's almost like they gain interest when they sense that they can't get anything from you, and then when they sense that you're opening back up to them, they start being like, ew, who cares again. This is a very immature energy. I hope that this is not anybody. I hope anyway. So yeah, it's like, I'm not going to say that they've lost all interest, But it's almost like they just feel like because they know that they could gain your love and your forgiveness and your approval, that they don't even have to try. And it's almost like this person is excited and exhilarated by challenge to the point that it's kind of toxic. You know, it almost feels like this person really only wants something that makes them feel disapproved, because they get off on sort of breaking the other person down, because it's the ego fix of it's the narcissistic fix of feeling like they broke somebody else that makes them feel gratified. And so as soon as that somebody, you know, is like, oh yeah, I could actually love you and forgive you, then they're like, oh, boring. And with the Ace of Pentacles, I'd say that this person plans to come in and offer you something. So I would say, Virgo, if this is really your person, if this resonates for you and this is their attitude, first of all, ew. not judgment on you, but like, ew. This person feels like a jerk. I would say don't make it easy for them. You know, like, you know, I wouldn't be cruel. And if you really still are interested in this person, that's your decision. I would at least not make it easy for them, because this is clearly somebody who it's like the more they feel like they are certain of somebody, the less they feel like they have to put in, or the more, Seven of Pentacles. So this person could be saying, you know, I want to work on things with you. I want to start things over with you. And I'm, you know, I just want to start this and then we can work on it. And with the World here, I'd say that they want to start a new cycle with you. You know, and it is possible if we look at this from a higher octave, that this person could just be coming in with a message because they want to cooperate with you, you know. I think there undeniably is still an element of self-satisfied, you know, self-serving energy here. But it could also be somebody who falls back on that kind of an attitude when they're facing uncertainty, when they're facing insecurity, when they feel like the person that they're dealing with, when they're feeling real, true, and deep rejection and fear, they could potentially be someone who falls back on this arrogance as a way of defending their inner self. You know, that's possible. So, universe, can you tell me about my Virgo's person? How do they feel? That is on my Virgo's mind. Yeah, they're wondering, is it over? I think this person has a soft inner jelly core. I think they have gooey innards, you know. And what they're doing with this arrogant stuff is they're trying to cover it up. This is the real feeling. They're like, oh, is it over? You know, if this is the person that we've been talking about recently, they want to marry you and they're like so in love with you. And it could be that they don't have any level of familial and structural support for their deepest emotions. And so they are scared to even go into that place because they don't have anything in their life that has ever accepted that element of themselves. And so so they have all these coping mechanisms that come up and are like, no, I don't have feelings. That's stupid. You know, I've got all the power. So I do sense that this person is a good person underneath it all. If you guys are not in contact with each other, they're probably just beating up on themselves and thinking that, you know, just if it's the same person we've been looking at, I think they are just you know, throwing themselves over the rack. They're just like condemning themselves and they're stuck in their heads. And so what they're really defending themselves against is their own thoughts, you know, but we're all finite, and many people can be in that place where if you don't have a connection, they're worried that they won't be able to make you happy. They feel inadequate, and they're trying to defend themselves from their own insecurities with this attitude, but they really do love you is what I'm sensing here. Anything else? Any other cards? Yeah, I think that's the card. I think we only need one at this point. We can get another one in a minute. So the person on my Virgo's mind, How do they feel towards Virgo, and what are their next actions? What are their next actions towards Virgo? Yeah, I'm just yeah, this person is getting, they've fallen back into that deep pool of their insecurities again, sadly, is what I'm sensing. They were coming out for a while, but now they are, they're there again. Yeah, they've lost oh, there it is. They're trying to block out the way that they feel. They're block out the way that they feel because they've kind of lost faith. They're feeling like the happiness that they want with you is not going to happen, and so they're trying to block out the sadness, because the Ten of Cups in the reverse is the biggest level of sadness you can have. It's the biggest disappointment you can have, and they're trying to block that out. But here with the Ace of Cups, they're still hopeful. We also have the Ace of Wands. So in the way they really feel, oh yeah, the way they really feel is that they want you. They want to start, they want a brand new start, and they want commitment with you. But they just keep getting stuck in their own head about this. They keep getting like too scared to do anything. So this is somebody who, with the Sun to the Judgment in the reverse, this is somebody who definitely could be dealing with a Leo. This is somebody who's trying to be happy and confident in the face of their projected rejection from you. They're perceiving that they're not going to be able to be accepted by you, and that you're not going to have them back. They're feeling under condemnation, under negative judgment, and they're trying to just stand up to that, because I'm sensing this could be somebody, doesn't have to be the story, but I'm sensing this could be somebody who grew up in that they never, that the way the parenting style and the emotional relationship with their parent was one where they just they felt condemned all the time. Like there was no way out of that feeling. And so they just had to build up this pride and this defiance, and these ways of dealing with their inner needs not being fulfilled. And this is how it's reflecting currently. But this person does actually deeply, they want you, they love you, but they're just trying to seem like they're happy and like they're confident, even though they're seeing things through this lens of thinking that you've rejected them and that they're under condemnation. But both of these things are self-inflicted. With the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse to the Seven of Swords, I'm guessing that this could be somebody who is maybe trying to formulate some kind of way of getting back in your life by some level of codependency on some practical matter. If there's some way by which they need you, or, because again, this is somebody who does not expect for their genuine, authentic emotional needs for love to be, and acceptance to be met. And so they've formulated these ways of engaging with romantic and emotional relationships of like, well, I have to find some way that I have something that you want, or that I can make you dependent on me, or that I can trick you into staying around, because they're just not anticipating that they're going to be genuinely loved and genuinely accepted. So this could be somebody trying to formulate some way to like, well, what if I can make some way that they need me? Or what if I can make there be some way that I can just come out of these horrible feelings of inadequacy? When it's like their feelings of inadequacy, what I'm sensing is that they are self-inflicted. They haven't even come in and spoken to you about what they want, is what I'm sensing. Or at least very little. And I don't think that they've had the guts to come in and talk to you, and yet they're anticipating that that they've been rejected, or that they're going to be rejected, and so they're retaliating against their own thoughts. Yeah. Again, they're longing for you from afar. Wanting to travel to see you, but they're anticipating rejection. They're thinking that they're going to be rejected. Oh, it's sad. Because I definitely sense that it's not. With the King of Pentacles in the reverse, this could be surrounding some issue of financial stability. Like, again, I really think there's strong fire sign energy here. And there has been a lot of that. It could be, it could be an earth sign. We have earth signs as well. But what I'm sensing is that because earth is your energy, this is somebody seeing, the King of Pentacles is like, your counterpart. And with that in the reverse, they're feeling like, oh, I could not live up to what this person wants or needs. They're worried maybe about some financial aspect of being good enough for you financially. And they are, again, I don't think that you've told this to them. I think that they have imagined this and come up with this. And that just makes me feel so sad, because they're like, it's like they're not facing their fears. Yeah, with the moon here, to the Ace of Wands, they're stuck in their doubt. They're stuck in insecurity. They're wanting to take action towards you. They desire you, and they want to offer you something, but they feel so insecure about what they're going to offer. Gosh, that's so sad. Okay, lift your person up in prayer, Virgos. If you probably should be good to lift them up in prayer, whatever the situation. But I would definitely say lift this person up in prayer. Let's get an oracle card. Movement. So I feel like this is saying that there is going to be movement soon, if not immediately. This is a situation where I feel like this person is being pushed and compelled towards movement, even if they're in really toxic energy, and like in terms of their own insecurities, and they come in angry, hurling, fireballs of bitterness. I think they're still going to come in. I think that there's still going to be movement. Yeah, some things are going to come to a fruition here, whether or not, so I don't think they're necessarily going to come in calmly and with flowers. They're going to come in, one way or another, is what I feel is happening. But I feel that is going to be good, that however they come in, it's going to cause honesty. It's going to cause, the truth of how you both feel to come out. And I'm seeing this service. I'm not quite sure. I'm going to put this to the side and wait until later in the reading to see what it really means. I'm not, it could mean a few things at the moment, so I'll get back to that. So let's get some clarifiers. So what is this Sun to the Judgment in the reverse? Yeah, Judgment in the upright. So what I'm sensing here is that they want a reunion with you. They really want a reunion with you, but they're just being, they're hoping to reconnect with you. This could be another party, maybe from their past, that they had bad experiences with, and because of that, this is influencing their expectations in the moment. But I think it is mainly you. I think that they are wanting to, they want to come in and really make things right with you. It's like this person has a lot of emotional depth that I think they don't allow themselves to face. It almost feels like somebody who's at odds with their own nature. They have a hard time dealing with their own emotional nature and finding a way to express it and feel comfortable with it. And so, yeah, this person is really, with the High Priestess in the reverse, they're feeling very paranoid. This is also you. I feel like this is because they have not engaged with you for a while. So they're uncertain, they're losing connection to your energy, which can be like a touchstone for a situation to let someone know what to expect, what's going to happen, and so because they maybe feel disconnected from that, they are, again, they're anticipating rejection. And I feel like we have two sides here. It's like they're bouncing between two sides, but one is more emotionally intense, which is the rejection and fear. And so it's compelling them towards that, sadly. But so with this lower octave and anticipating rejection, they're feeling like they just want to give up. And it's causing them to not make a decision and not take action. So, universe, what is this Nine of Pentacles in the reverse to the Seven of Swords? So they don't want this to be over. With the Empress in the reverse, I think they're hoping that maybe they can set things up with you in a way that you can't get away from them, you can't move on, or that you are needed by them. It's like they're wanting to hook you in some kind of way, not toxically, but like they're wanting to like make it so that you need something from them, or that you can't get away and start over with someone else. Maybe they're hoping that if it's a financial situation, that maybe they could work their way out of it in a little bit of time, but they need that time and they're not wanting you to move on without them. And again, I feel like if they're engaging, we have two court cards for fire signs here. So definitely strong fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. I'm sensing that this person's, the sort of tricks that they've used in the past that have kind of kept women on the hook, that they might be thinking, you know, I could try and do these things to try and keep this, to hold on to this person so that they can't move on, kind of energy here. I'll put that down here to symbolize that. Is there anything else for this 9 or 7 of Swords, universe? Is there anything else for this 7 of Swords? I don't think that's your card. Is there anything else for this 7 of Swords? Yeah, same thing again. So this is them wanting to, you know, because I feel like something else that happens with this person is that when they get insecure, they start trying to defend themselves and build themselves out of that insecurity by thinking, well, I can just play that other person a little bit, maybe make them feel insecure. And it's like they really need to like work on this. Yeah, with the Lovers in the reverse, maybe they're thinking, maybe I can, you know, play them or play somebody else to try and draw some energy into myself, so that I can feel more confident. You know, maybe I'll go off and talk to someone else and, you know, mess around, kind of flirt with somebody else, and that'll make me feel better about myself, when they need to face these core issues. Let's get you another oracle card real quick. Universe, how does my Virgo's person feel towards my Virgo? I can't handle your love. I feel like it's real is what they can't handle. They are, because the passion they feel is overwhelming. They don't know how to handle it. What it is it's so real. It makes them feel so vulnerable and so naked. And it's because they genuinely do love you, that they lose all their power. They lose all those mechanisms of self-defense and game playing, and that make up, you know, it's like when you engage with someone that you like, but you don't really genuinely love and want them, and that deep level, then you don't feel like you've lost control. When you genuinely love somebody, you lose control. You don't have your control anymore, because your happiness and so much of you know, the foundational structure of your day-to-day depends upon that person's feelings. And that's not, it doesn't, you know, it doesn't wrap up nicely in a little box. It doesn't, you know, it makes you vulnerable, especially to that person. And so that's what this person is feeling. Oh, I should have pulled it out. Sorry, guys. Yeah, sorry. What is this 3 of Wands to the 4 of Cups? Yeah, they definitely want you. They want to take action. Strong fire sign again. They're longing for you. They're trying to figure out a way forward, but they're feeling very, they're thinking maybe they could come in defensively, you know, because that's a way for a man to hide his pride. And to hide his emotions is to come in angry, to come in like, you know, because that's one of the socially acceptable things men can do is be angry or aggressive, you know, under any circumstances. That's like an acceptable male emotion. And so he could be thinking, what if I come in angry? You know, what if I come in expressing anger? You know, then I won't have to feel, you know, rejected or pathetic or small. When the reality is that they really do want to commit to you and start it fresh with you, but they're feeling very defensive. I say that they want the 10 of Cups with you right now, but all they can really offer is the 4 of Cups, or the 10 of Pentacles, but all they can maybe facilitate at the moment is the 4 of Pentacles, but that's fine. 4 of Pentacles is still stable. What is this 4 of Cups? Yeah, they're worried that maybe there could be something that they have to, there could be something that they need to pay out to, some kind of a legal thing that maybe is draining their finances.